Mainstream economists are predicting the death of the dollar, but they have the mechanics completely backwards. Actually, the dollar isn't going to zero. It's going to break the world by going to the moon. You hear it everywhere. The dollar is dying. De-dollarization is inevitable. But what if this mainstream narrative is completely wrong? What if the opposite is true? That the dollar is not dying, but is instead about to go supernova, consuming everything in its path. To understand this, we need to look beyond the headlines and into the hidden plumbing of the global financial system, specifically the Eurodollar system. This isn't the money the Fed prints. It's a vast, offshore shadow banking system that creates dollar-denominated credit outside of US jurisdiction. This is the real global reserve currency, and its health dictates the world's economic fate. Remember 2006? The US yield curve inverted, a classic recession signal. But then, as the Fed cut rates, it de-inverted. Most people thought the danger had passed. They were wrong. That de-inversion was the true alarm bell. It signaled a massive global dollar shortage was underway, a liquidity crisis that ultimately triggered the 2008 meltdown. Fast forward to today, and we've just seen the same pattern play out. The curve inverted, and now it's de-inverting. This isn't a sign of recovery, it's the ghost of 2006, warning us that the global dollar system is seizing up again. This brings us to the dollar supernova theory. Imagine the dollar not as a dying star, but as an expanding sun. As global uncertainty rises, everyone flees to the perceived safety of the dollar. This demand surge makes the dollar stronger. But this strength is a double-edged sword. A stronger dollar makes it exponentially more expensive for foreign countries and corporations to service their massive dollar-denominated debts. This creates a vicious cycle. The desperate scramble for dollars makes the dollar even stronger, which in turn creates an even greater need for dollars. It's a liquidity vacuum, sucking capital from every corner of the globe and choking off economic activity. The system doesn't break with a whimper, it breaks with a bang. So, why is the US uniquely positioned in this crisis? It comes down to a concept called currency mismatch. Most countries borrow in dollars but earn revenue in their local currency. This is a single carry trade. When the dollar strengthens, their debt burden explodes. The US, however, enjoys what's called a double carry. It borrows in its own currency, the dollar, and its global assets also generate returns in dollars. It has no currency mismatch. This makes the US the only nation immune to the very dollar crisis it is creating. While the rest of the world burns, America holds the extinguisher. This whole setup is a feature, not a bug, of Triffin's dilemma. To be the world's reserve currency, you must supply the world with your currency, which means running persistent trade deficits. For decades, the US has exchanged paper dollars for real goods. This financialized the economy, where Wall Street captured about 80% of corporate credit, leaving only 20% for actual manufacturing. But we are seeing a monumental shift. The US is now strategically pivoting, reshoring industry and focusing on capital and military production. It's moving from a consumer of last resort to a producer of high-value, strategic goods. The era of pure financialization is ending. So, what does this all mean? De-dollarization is a fantasy. There is no viable alternative. The Eurodollar system is too entrenched, the global debt too massive. The real risk isn't the dollar's collapse, but its catastrophic rise. The supernova is not a distant threat. The initial stages are happening now. The de-inverting yield curve is the flare. The coming global liquidity crisis will be unlike anything we've ever seen, reshaping the world order, and reinforcing the dollar's dominance in a way few can imagine. The storm is gathering. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the forces shaping our world.